Hi, welcome. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Myrtle Fillmore, also known as the Mother of Unity. Her and her husband, Charles Fillmore, founded Unity over 100 years ago. Myrtle wrote letters in answering many people who wrote into her, asking questions about spiritual matters, everyday matters, and she took the time to write them back personally. Well, eventually, they composed many of her letters that were answering the people who wrote into her, and they composed it into a book. The original publication was in 1936, and then eventually there was a book, the one that I read specifically, that was titled Myrtle Fillmore's Healing Letter. So, in this book, there was a section on aging. Now, being a seminary student and leading up to actual seminary school in my prerequisite classes, this very book and the section on aging really resonated with me and changed the way I see aging. And so it had a really big impact. And that's why I wanted to share it with you today. In it, Myrtle says, "You live in God, not in years, in deeds, not figures upon a dial." Friends, she's telling us we live in God. We live, breathe, and have our being in God. Because as Unity Principle number 1 tells us, God is the only power and the only presence in the entire universe. So, my friends, you and I are part of that too. That means we are God. And we know that God is eternal. So therefore, so are we. This changes the way we can look at aging. While we're here in this physical realm, yes, we should take care of our bodies. And she suggests that as well in her writing. We should eat healthy, exercise, get good rest, meditate, pray, all the things to take care of our bodies. But ultimately, really what it's about is, like Paul says in Romans 12:2, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's our minds that are renewed that transforms us. Friends, we are not these bodies. We are spirit. We are eternal. So, the less we identify with this body, the more peace and the closer our awareness to our inner Christ consciousness becomes. Because if we can live daily knowing that we're eternal, what is there really to fear? Being a middle-aged woman and being in a society that puts so much emphasis on being young and beautiful, having this experience of the way Myrtle was showing me how to look at it really helped me and really helped change my perception and gives me so much more peace to know that I live in God, not in this body, not in time. Another thing I want to share with you is how Charles Fillmore did say, life is that principle in man which is of God and therefore eternal. Once again, we are eternal beings. Aging is not what we thought it was. That gives me peace. I hope it does you too. Thanks for being here.